It's sad for everyone involved there, and what families are going through, and the disturbing images that people have in their heads, feeling like our country is not a place where you can go watch a sporting event and enjoy it and cheer people on. It's difficult. It's difficult to watch that there's so much unrest in our world.
What will it mean to you when they have the moment of silence also during the third and fourth inning playing Sweet Caroline?
I think it's important that we recognize that we're all behind the people in Boston and everyone that was involved. And you think about that being a song that's a tradition there, that's special to Fenway Park and the people of Boston, that we're behind them. And put the baseball teams aside, we want to be there for them.
Switching over to the baseball front with Ivan Nova on the mound, what do you need to see from him to be encouraged out of this game?
Just, for him to pitch well. It's not necessarily seeing one thing or another. It's getting outs. It's missing some bats at times, getting big outs when you have to. Controlling the game, in a sense. Hero the other day controlled the game. He had a good sinker, and he went with it, and he used it very effectively and mixed his other pitches. I don't expect our guys to have every one of their pitches when they go out there, but you got to figure out how to get through situations. And for him, distance too. Distance is important. Give us some distance, because we all know he's capable of pitching very, very well.
First time out, he did pitch well against left-handers. Right-handers really struggled. What does he need to do differently against right-handers?
I think he needs to get ahead, number one. He got in some long counts, and I think he has to have his breaking ball. And if he has that, I think he can be successful.
Sweeney.
Joe, I back up for a minute. That area in Boston is a place where you've walked those streets. You've
Sure.
been right there many times. Does that hit you any differently, knowing the area the way you do?
Yeah, I think when something's familiar to you, it hits you different than if you've never been to a place or you've never recognized. I mean, we've been down that street many, many times, whether it's been on a bus or it's been on foot, and it's disturbing. It's really sad to see the things that go on in this world, where we just can't seem to all enjoy each other's presence and enjoy all the gifts that God has given every country.
Who else? Over here. Dave, just hand it in front of you when you're done, please.
How is Brett Gardner changed at all from what he went through last year? How has that changed him? Haven't really seen a change in him necessarily, but it sure is nice to have him out there. I'm sure sometimes as a player, and he's never talked to me about it, but when you go through an injury and you miss a substantial amount of time, you appreciate the game a lot more. When something's you're used to doing it every day, sometimes you just take for granted that you can do it every day, but when it's taken away for a while, like, man, this is pretty special what I do. So I'm sure he does have a feeling of that, but he's never expressed it to me.